Hello, YouTubes. My name is Braxton, and I'm going to waste your time by talking about stuff. Because I'm horrible at articulating my thoughts like a normal human being, I try to simplify my life using Pokémon analogies. For example, giving public speeches, for me, is like being the victim of a taunt attack. It's kind of like crowd-used taunt. And of course, I'm feeling the pressure to be composed and well-spoken. I'm all like, come at me, bro. My attack's been raised sharply. I got this. I'm gonna public speech your faces off. But by the time I go to retrieve words from my vocabulary vault, the pressure of the crowd has become too much and I get confused. And then I hit myself in my confusion. To be honest, I think I could actually be considered eloquent in the Pokemon world. They've got lower standards there. I mean, come on, you have, like, all these intelligent, sentient creatures with the ability to command the elements roaming the planet, and all they can say are their own names. Braxton. 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 Change of subject. Finals are almost over for me, so just like 3 more weeks or so. I have a midterm, 2 finals, 3 final projects, a bunch of chapters for reading. It's been kind of a rough quarter. Or rather, it's been a rough year since I've decided not to return to school in the fall. Since I graduated from high school, I've been managing this site called Pokemon Reorchestrated, where me and a couple of other guys take old Pokemon music and we arrange them for full orchestra. Before I got into this music project, I was almost certain that music was just going to be like another hobby for me. At the time, I think I had aspirations to become a concept artist for the video game industry. Before that, I wanted to be a filmmaker. Before that, I wanted to be a novelist. Before that, I think you get the idea. I've always been a pretty creative person, and college was a huge opportunity for me to explore my career options as a creative person. Turns out that I've put a lot more work into becoming a musician than I thought, so I'm gonna go with that. Unfortunately, the university I'm currently attending has a music department that strongly emphasizes classical performance and ensemble work as opposed to individual work and individual goals. There are a bunch of squares, a bunch of Porygon, if you will. Guess what, son? I'm a Porygon too. They also highly disapprove of film music. Okay, when I mentioned to the music advisor that I would, one day like to make a career out of scoring music for the big screen, she looked at me as if film was a 4-letter word. I think film scores get a bad rep for being too simple in the eyes of elitist musicians. Kind of like how people complain about pop music being too mainstream. Bunch of hipsters, if you ask me.
Ugh, John Williams? Seriously? I heard his stuff when he was underground, really good. Then Star Wars happened and his career just went.
It's understandable from the point of view of contemporary composers who have realized the limits of tonal music that the genre of film music is a familiar territory that needs little exploration. What my school fails to realize is that I enjoy that kind of music. I just want to study classical music, begin assembling my own toolbox of composing techniques, and then start writing music that I love. I mean, who knows? I will probably want to innovate, some new style or technique once I reach and achieve that higher level of awesome. So I'm planning to spend the rest of my year living at home, taking piano lessons, and honing my sight reading skills to prepare for my audition at Berklee College of Music in Boston this winter. Berklee offers both a music composition and a film scoring major, which would give me, the classical background that I've been looking for and the practical skills I need to produce and market myself. Am I the only person who's changed his mind this many times in college? I feel like I'm heading in a new, exciting, but really terrifying direction in my life right now. What about you guys? Have you experienced this kind of turbulence, this much turbulence in your lives before? Anyway, I need to pull a Snorlax on y'all and scoot off to bed. Later for alligator.